Hey guys, it's Basil. Welcome back to another art video. This time I'm doing sort of an OC challenge for the next 2 months. Yes, it's about the next 2 months, but the first part of the challenge is to draw yourself, your persona, and if you have one, your persona. So I drew all three, and it was actually a lot of fun to do. I haven't really drawn a lot of myself ever before, like the actual, like a picture of me or looking in the mirror of myself. So it was different, and I actually really liked how, I guess, I think I look. Because I guarantee you I'm not that pretty. Like, I'm not as pretty as I draw myself, but I think it came out really good. And I was actually really happy with the end result. But yeah, let's see a little bit about the piece. But let's see, it's supposed to be sort of the opening for this challenge, and I actually do have them all planned out for videos. But the entire purpose of this one is sort of to introduce yourself so that there's a visual representation of you. So I mostly go based off of my persona, which is the girl off to the left. But occasionally, depending on what social media platform I'm on, you're gonna get pictures of me like on Instagram. I take a lot of pictures, but I don't post a lot of them of myself because I'm really self-conscious. But I'm hoping to get a little bit better with that. You never know. The hair was a lot of fun to do. I did something I haven't done in a very long time where I take a color that has nothing to do with my natural hair. In this case, it was a cool shadow and I think it was the pale lavender. But I took them and I layered them first, and then I took the limited two or three browns that I had, and I did my natural hair color, which is a brown, a really, really boring brown. But I liked how it came out. It has a lot of different visual colors in it, obviously, but it came out really nice. I wasn't expecting it to be that nice, honestly. Like, I was kind of being like, oh, this is gonna backfire on me terribly, but it didn't this time, so I was really pleased with that. The only thing I really wish I had done was plan a little bit more because you guys can't see it because of the quality of the video, but the shirt I had sketched beforehand, it didn't really suit my body type, but I guess that's how I see myself. Uh, but the shirt, like, it was supposed to have a design on it. It was supposed to look really cool, and then it's like, yeah, no, it's just gonna be light colors because I'm lame and I didn't plan this far ahead. And I was midstream at this point, and I'm just like, I don't want to take a break to Google some really cool images, so we're just gonna be really boring here. And so I was a little bit boring with that one, but I defined it a little bit because people were they weren't complaining. They were saying they were having a hard time seeing my face, and then I got a lot of compliments of how good it looked, and that made me really shy. But up next is the persona. This is, I guess, perhaps it's not the most widely drawn character I usually do, but it's one of them. And I guess a few years ago, she was the one that I drew the most, honestly. But this is Basil. She has changed a lot over the years. Um, when I first started out drawing her, she was drawn as sort of a witch character because it was a running joke in high school that I wasn't mean, but I was really cruel, I guess, toward what I thought of people, and I was really blunt. So my character's always seen sort of not really as villainous, but kind of at the same time. I guess mischievous would be the word. So that's how I've always kind of drawn her to appear. And then, like, depending on the art style, comes out really, really pretty. And I'm like, well, I wish I was this pretty. Now I'm jealous of myself on the internet. But she's had purple hair now, I think, since high school. Like, when I originally designed her, I'm pretty sure I gave her brown hair. Or it was a really, really dark brown hair. And purple is one of my favorite colors. And then, like, I kind of decided, I'm like, you know what? Since I can't actually dye my hair this color, why not just put it on my persona like this? So I did, and since then, like, it's a thing where I have to, if I ever draw, like, anything of myself or anything related to my persona, there has to be purple hair. There has to be some sort of, like, skimpy outfit kind of thing going. And yeah, it's a thing, I guess. Like, I feel uncomfortable when I forget any of those. Like, if I forget to color the hair with a certain purple, I don't like it, and I'll try to fix it, and I'll just mess it up more, and it's just like, oh, this is terrible. And then her eyes have evolved from being like a really, really light brown to dark brown to really dark red to like now where it's just kind of like, they're red. And the reason they're red is because I like colors that are similar to purple, and red is one of the colors I liked the most. And since it's your persona, you can design it however you want. So I gave her red eyes. And so it's one of those things where if I ever draw her, I plan out doing really narrow eyes, and I know instantly they're going to be red, what reds are going to be involved, all these details. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like I've spent more time designing and revamping my own persona than I have a lot of my own original characters. So I'm actually looking forward to this challenge because there's a lot of things I'm like, I don't know the answers to these questions or how to draw them or what characters these apply to. I should figure this out because I have I technically have two DeviantArt accounts. One of them I use, and it's the same name as my channel, and it's really easy to find. The other one, I will never tell you guys what it is because that's like, it's a dead to me channel. Like, I go to it just to look at the OCs that are on there to be like, huh, this one is older. I guess I'll use this one. Or to look at the artwork and be like, God, I was terrible. I was so terrible. Why did I think this looked good? But it's a good motivator. And then yeah, basil is my most widely used OC, I guess. And then the final part of this picture is the persona. I don't draw myself very often. Like, I like the community, I really do, but I don't actively engage in it anymore. So it's not dead to me, but it's a little dead. Because I just don't get on it very often, but it's honestly where I got a lot of my first commission, so I am trying to get back into it. I have taken your character here sort of chibis, and I publish them on there's like, if you want to come grab. But I have a lot of those done, but my account's locked out, so I'm waiting to hear back to see if I can reactivate the account because they recently had an attack and they reset a lot of logins, but I wasn't aware of that. Like, I hadn't checked my email, I hadn't done anything. And so I went to log in, it's like, oh, your password is incorrect. Use your temporary password, and like, your temporary password is incorrect. It's like, oh, well, shoot. And I requested a new password multiple times, but I just haven't gotten it. But a little about my persona. She's supposed to be a fox, and I'm a really big fan of fluffy tails. So she technically has 4. She's also supposed to have wings, but I didn't draw the wings this time just because I'm like, I feel like that's a little too much, because compared to the other two characters that are on this picture, she obviously has the most, and she's also sort of drawn more as a chibi, just because within the community that I am part of, I draw chibis more than anything because it's the easiest to whip out and it takes the least amount of time, and they're just a lot more fun to me. So I've only ever drawn myself as chibi, and I did attempt to draw kind of more bigger scale, and it just came out terrible, so we're never going to talk about that. But the colors were off just because I don't have the exact colors I need for my persona, but I liked how the tails came out. The mane fur, I wish it had been lighter, like I thought it was going to, because I forgot that with that color, if you layer it too much, it gets really, really dark really quick. And I was really hoping it wouldn't be that dark, but I failed myself, so that was my own fault. But for the line art, I went through with 4 different markers. No, it was 5 in total. There was the, let's see, what was it? There was the black, there are the multi-liners from Copic. There's the black one, the black 0.3 millimeter, the wine 0.3 as well, the cobalt, which honestly was probably the second most used one on this one. I used wine a lot, but the cobalt was able to be kind of seen by me through like the hair because it's really dark. So I had to use it for the hair, where if I had planned this a little bit better, it would have been a little bit lighter so I could use the wine, because the wine multiliner is my favorite. But I also did use the olive multiliner and then the sepia for as much as I could. And for the last few pieces that I've been doing my liner at the very end, just because I got really tired of having to go over certain spots and having to redo the liner, or if I had started doing the liner and after I'd line something, I'd be like, this is actually supposed to be shaded, I can't fix this, so I've taken over, started coloring first on top of my sketch, and then doing the liner at the very end, and I actually like the results a lot better. I've seen a few people do it, and when I tried it, I'm like, this is actually really weird, but a lot more fun. But yeah, that's just it for line art. Like, it was a lot of fun, a little bit of a challenge, but it was fun. Then at the very end, I went through with my white gel pen. It is a Uniball gel pen, and I got it at Michael's to replace my jelly roll that I couldn't find when I was on a trip. And I like it a lot more than the jelly roll, honestly. But I just use it to do the shadows and cover some of the line art. But that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching the video. And if you guys have any requests, make sure to comment down below what you want. I do have videos planned, but I can always do other videos on other days. But once again, thank you guys for watching, and enjoy your day. Bye!